King Air 350 panel. This is the one I've been trying to look up on. That's where the Annunciator panel is. Oh, sorry guys. Had quite a lot of spare time on my hands recently, so I've been catching up on my Microsoft Flight Simulator 2000 Professional Edition. Been doing plenty of flying recently. Anyway, this week's episode of the podcast, we're going to be taking a trip down to Archive, which is a store here in Dundee, a very popular one. They sell a huge range of clothes from loads of different styles, the more preppy side of things to the more sort of punk, skatery, alternative side of clothing. And we're going to be talking to them about styles and things and areas you might want to look at when you're thinking about styling your character in APB. You know, you've seen some of the past episodes, some of the massive range of options you have when it comes to modifying your character. So we're going to give you a few hints and tips and a bit of inspiration. Maybe look at some of the stuff you want to do with your character when the game comes out. Thanks to everyone who sent in questions following last week's episode. We will do another Q&A episode shortly, and as ever we are still working on your gameplay episode, so don't worry, it will come. So we'll take a trip down there now, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. So you guys are, well, what a lot of people would say, you run Dundee's premier clothing store. You guys know what's cool and what's not. What would you say, what do you think about the tools that we've given players to create their own brands? Do you think they're going to be enough?
I think it was, there's so much to play around with. I mean, the things that you can do, the depth to which you can go to just is amazing. I mean, the creation of shapes, colours, styles, and I just think it's just, it's going to be really good fun. I think you've covered everything. I mean, we've obviously seen a preview of it, and so far, as I say, there's not an awful lot I can see that's actually missing from that. So I think you've got, covered most bases that need to be covered. So good shout there.
And you saw some of like how the t-shirts and leather jackets treated like the symbols that we put onto them differently. Did that look realistic enough to you guys?
Absolutely. I mean, rather than just like you say, in most other games you can create an image, rather than taking the image and putting it flat on it, you know, if you've got a crease in your t-shirt, it goes with the material you use. It's absolutely brilliant, fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it followed the contours and textures of the fabrics and that as well. But really realistically. I mean, I was as surprised. I knew that it was going to be something special, but when I actually saw it, I was surprised at how realistic it looked. Really, really surprised. So, in a nice way.
Great. No, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. We like surprise. Okay, so the guys out there are watching. There's going to be a lot of gamers. Maybe not fashion designers. You guys run a good store. You know what's cool. What hints would you give the guys, perhaps to concentrate on when they're designing say a t-shirt, for example? What would you tell them to try and put in there?
I mean, if it was like 10 years ago, we were so set in a certain way that you could only sort of, anything that was out of the ordinary wouldn't work. It was either all a big print, and 2 years later everyone started going for subtle logos, whatever. Nowadays we're kind of lucky. You can get some brands that are all about showing off their brand logo to the max. I think, you know, Gary is displaying one today where it's just an all over brand logo. Other brands could just have an invisible logo where you can't even see it. It's just a symbol, and that indicates that, you know, I'm wearing this particular brand. So we're kind of lucky that we can sort of play around with it so much. Again, there's certain things which don't fit. You know, if you wear a big t-shirt with a massive logo, you don't want to cover it up with a blazer, for example. You know, a slightly more plainer garment would do for that. But don't mix stripes with checks. Don't mix up circles with triangles. And try and keep to a certain thing. Another good thing as well is obviously go with plain and pattern together. So if you're going to wear plainish jeans, don't feel shy to sort of jazz up the top a little bit, and keep your colours apart. Dark blue and slightly darker blue doesn't do very good. Dark blue and pink is great. Light and dark. Try and go a positive and negative. Keep a positive and a negative in there, so you should be all right like that.
Okay, so APB is set to launch at the start of 2010. Now, fashions, they change quite a lot. I've seen fashions change over the last month or so.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is going to be the thing to look out for, or the thing for the players to create in 2010?
I hear that for the ladies in 2010, I think it's going more minimal. The less they wear, it's the way they're looking, you know. Small little tops, wee little panty, you know.
Is that just what you want to see, or is that actually what's going to happen in 2010?
That's probably just what I want to see, yeah.
Okay.
No, but with the guys, stuff like Shiraz saying, you know.
I hope we get this right, because the crystal ball told us it's going to be checks, natural, at home with nature sort of look. So you're going to have a bit of cord coming through. Fabrics are going to be more interesting. We're not going to see so many sharp silhouettes. You know, the cuts are going to become a little bit more relaxed, and as the fabric, you're going to see a lot of sort of nature colours coming through. A bit of greens, browns, and all of that. Purple is still there. It's a big colour. I think we've had, yeah, purple's going to come big. Then we've had our fair share of jade greens and bright greens. I think after summer's over, the pop colours will sort of fade out to be replaced by a bit more of the naturals. So I hope we're right. Otherwise, that crystal ball's going back to Argos.
So yeah, more sort of like I said, natural and
down to earth. Cool. Okay, so thanks for that, guys. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to speak to us. Hope you enjoyed what you saw.
Absolutely,
Brilliant. Yeah, can't wait.
Cool. And for you guys out there, make sure you check out archive.biz.
Check it out
for some pretty good clothes. Cheers, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks once again to the guys over at Archive for taking the time out to show you guys around. I hope you got some inspiration out of that. Saw some of the characters and some of the possibilities. Next week's episode, we're going to be taking a trip and looking at vehicle customization, so tune in for that. For now, however, I'm going to get back to my Unix network programming muck. I need to learn about TCP echo servers. Catch you in a bit.
Okay, this is home to the greatest fashion streetwear store in Scotland. We've got a little bit of everything. We're going to take it for a little walk around here, show you what we got. Girl stuff, guy stuff, shoes, skateboards, snowboards, laces, everything, yeah? So, we're going to show you the G-Star bit first. Let's walk over this way. Yeah, so there's a good men's G-Star range here, which is probably our biggest brand at the moment. It's a Dutch brand. It's very popular. It flies out, comes in, sells out, a bit more sort of fashiony. And the guys like it, a bit more fitted and stuff like that. This is the hugest watch selection in the UK for Nixon. It's an American brand, started off in Australia actually, and we do the elite class range, which is we're one of 4 stores in the UK that does that, and loads of shiny bling bling watches there. So yeah, that's very good for us. The staff love it. We're all pimping up here. This is a new area for us. When Aussies and Oceania merged together to form the shop Archive, we wanted to keep the boardroom in its own area. So this area, it has snowboarding and skateboarding is pretty much where Aussies sort of began, back about, 15 years ago. We've seen that fitter stuff, we've seen the sort of more tighter fits here. You've seen brands like Carhartt, Addict, we've got Money, Superdry, LRG, Fenchurch, Zoox. Everything's a bit more casual around here. So we give ourselves these are the coolest changing rooms I think I've seen anywhere. Well, it beats these shades of grey. It's pretty much the tour. I mean, it's a very brief thing, but it gives you an idea of what we do. We're in Dundee, of course. We've opened a new store in Arbroath as well. So, that's what we're about: having fun, selling clothes, enjoying what we do, and yeah, best thing for it.